Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome back to another Creator Spotlight. I have a very, very special guest today, Nicki Mulligan of Daffodils and Details is coming up today. So I am going to bring her up and y'all can say hello. So meanwhile, as she's coming on, if you could please say hello to us, let me know where you're coming in from and give Nikki a great big welcome, will you? Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for being here with me today and giving up a little bit of your time to spend with us. So tell us a little bit about yourself just to start off. Tell us where you're at and what your business is exactly, and just give us a little detail on your background a little bit.
Okay. So as Kelly mentioned, I'm Nicki Mulligan and my business is Daffodils and Details, Artful Decor. I'm located in Northern Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C., about 12 miles outside of Washington, D.C. And I'm a furniture and canvas artist. I started painting furniture probably about 5 years ago, maybe 5.5 years ago now. And maybe painting, I started at a little barn sale close by the house, painting and selling my furniture. And then I moved into canvas art. I just kind of wanted to see if I could do it. And probably have been painting on canvas about 3 years.
Oh,
maybe 3.5, yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. So, okay, so tell us a little bit about how you transitioned and what made you transition from furniture painting into canvas art. I mean, is that something that you kind of had always wanted to do? You always wanted to be a canvas artist? Or is that just something that you kind of, as you painted furniture and learned more about that, you kind of was thinking, wow, I think I could, actually do this on canvas?
Yeah.
How did that work?
Well, actually, no, I'd never even thought about ever being a canvas artist. And actually never thought about even painting furniture before the 5 years, really.
Oh, wow.
I'm an attorney by trade, so I'm and still working at this time, hopefully retiring soon. But so yeah, well, when I was younger and my children were young, I painted, like, I stayed home with them and I painted like their bedrooms and their furniture and just stuff from Home Depot. Not really what you're supposed to put on furniture, but I was putting on furniture. And so I enjoyed that. And then I also had a little business actually called the same thing, Daffodils and Details, or I tried to have one.
When was that? How long ago was that?
That was about it was like, what is it now? It's the 2000 time frame. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a long time. And because I was home and I was thinking, well, let's try something, Pampered Chef was a really big thing then. So I thought, well, let's do some sort of gifts for the gardener, because I love gardening. And I had another friend that was interested in that too. And my sister my sister is really the talented one in my family. She paints beautifully. And so
But you do too.
Oh, thank you. But so I got together with the two of them and we started painting like flower pots. And then we had other gifts for gardeners too, like other things. But, and we would take all of our things to a party, and it wasn't like, it was heavy, right? It's garden stuff, pots and everything. But we wanted to have everything there so someone could, if they wanted to buy it, they didn't have to order. They could just take it, So we would go to the party. I would show the flower pot. We would demonstrate how to plant flowers in it, the combination of flowers. And that would be the gift for the hostess gift. But anyway, so I started that. And, and I called it Daffodils and Details. So I did that for just a couple of years, probably because my husband's military. And so we moved, of course, and we moved further away from my sister and away from my other friend that was doing it. So so that didn't last very long, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And that was the first time I painted on anything. I mean, like tried to paint something other than just like painting a wall or something. And I didn't even paint like with a brush, really. I painted like with leaves from outside, or like just stamping them on the sides, or like a stylus dot, that kind of. My sister would paint roosters on the pot and chickens on the pot and that kind of thing, but I was like, that's beyond what I can do at the time. I was like,
but was it?
Yeah. So but yeah, so that's how, so I did do that, but I'd never thought about painting on canvas. And so when I was doing the barn sale, well, we came back from Germany. So we were stationed in Germany and we came back. I loved antique furniture. Yeah. I loved it. I bought a lot of it, too much over there. But I fell in love with antiques, but I didn't have any painted furniture except for like, the old European painted furniture. I had pieces of that. But I didn't have any like, updated, things that had been updated.
Yeah.
And so when I got back from Germany this last time, I noticed that it was kind of a trend, right? Everyone was painting furniture. And I heard about Annie Sloan chalk paint. I didn't know anything about any kind of chalk paint. And so a friend of mine and I took a little class on how to use it. And then I came home and I just thought, okay, I'm going to the thrift store, grabbed me a little table and painted it. And then my friends, or some ladies down the road, were having barn sales, and I had been to a couple of them, and they had painted furniture. And so I just sent them a message and said, hey, are you looking for any new vendors? Because I'm now painting furniture. I didn't even really know them very well, but my friend knew them. And so I just sent them a couple pictures of the things that I was doing. And they said, sure. And I'd only done a couple of pieces. But they said, sure, come on. So I started doing that. And then after I'd been there a couple of, barn sales, I'd had them like twice a year. One of the other ladies there that painted furniture, she was also doing canvas art. But she does the impasto.
Yeah.
So it's very thick and it's really cool. And, but I was looking at it. I liked it. I didn't think I could do that impasto painting, but I said, well, I wanted to try something. And I love roosters. So I said, okay, well, so I went on YouTube, looked up how to paint a rooster, and I just started painting. So I was painting like almost every night, painting a different rooster. And then I took those to the barn sale. And I said, what do you think? Should I put them out? Because I'd never done it before.
Yeah.
They
You're
said,
confident.
yeah, put them out. They'll be great at the barn.
Yeah.
And like they all sold. I couldn't believe it. I was like shocked.
Yeah, of course they did.
But, so that's how I got started in
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you have, right now, you're still doing the furniture painting.
Yes.
As well as your canvas.
Yes.
Where are you selling those? Do you have a local store that you sell, or are you just offering it on your website?
Yeah, so I just recently started putting some items. A new store opened out about 30 minutes out from where I live in Oaksville, Virginia, called Vita Nova Creatives and Coffee. And everyone may know, some people may know Paula Miller. She's the one that she's the owner. And so I had met her before, and I had told her I was interested in putting my things somewhere. So when she opened that, she, we talked, and she invited me to come out and do that. So, so now I have furniture and canvas art out there, and I also have it on my website, and I also have an Etsy site as well. But
oh, you do?
I do.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Your website, it looks beautiful, by the way. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a beautiful website. I am going to drop your website here so that everybody can see it. And that way they can either find your website, and then I'm sure you have information about your local store on there as well, right?
Actually, not yet, but that's
Uh-oh.
okay. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing.
I think, hey, Betsy, if you are on here, Betsy Kelly, if you could drop the link to, can you pronounce it again? It's called Vita
Nova.
Vita Nova.
Creatives and Coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could, somebody could drop that link. And if it doesn't get dropped now, I'll drop it for you after we get done. Okay.
All right. Great. Thank you.
You are one busy lady then, aren't you?
I am pretty busy. I am. It's hard to like do everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for a while there, and like I told people recently that since the pandemic, I've been working from home. And I thought that was going to be a great thing because, like I could just take a break, go down and paint a little bit, come back up, but no, it doesn't work like that. Like when I'm working, I seem to work longer at home, and then I never really shut it off. I work too late, and then I have to really try to, push myself to go down and paint.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do, of course, I love it. I'm like, why aren't I painting every night? And I should be doing that. But it's just been harder with working from home for some reason.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
I mean, do you feel like, because I kind of feel, because I had worked out of my home when I first started out,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I get more accomplished when I'm here because I feel as though when I'm at home, I get pulled like, oh, there's the animals that need attention and in and out of the house and the laundry or whatever is going on. So yeah, I just feel like it is nice to have a designated space. However, if you are in your home, I feel like you have to time block.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you have to, and at least that's what worked for me.
Yeah. When I went into the office, I was leaving at a certain time and I'd leave and then I'd come home and I'd paint every night. I'd come home and I'd kind of like know that I was kind of relaxed, but now I work longer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is because, like I'm running in to grab a coffee or I'm, I'll do the dishes real quick in between this. And you know what I mean? So maybe that's why I work longer, work. But yeah, it's harder for some reason. I don't know. It's just, but
let's see. Okay. I happen to be looking, I just saw a comment that somebody is saying, is there something wrong with the camera? So I just hopped over on my YouTube, and yeah, definitely something is not looking too good here. It's really strange. Okay, well, I may have to delete that off of my YouTube. But thank you, Sammy, for that, for letting us know. Okay. Let's see, Nikki, this is Pam. She says, Nikki, when you started painting on canvas, did you start doing animals and faces right away?
I did animals. Well, I did roosters.
The roosters.
Yeah, I did roosters and cows. Those were my first two
mm-hmm.
things that I painted. I didn't paint any kind of face like a person till the last year, I think.
Really? You're doing really well with your figurative. Do you have a preference? Like if you could just have a day, you have a whole day to paint and no one's bothering you, what would you choose? Do you want to choose to paint on furniture, or do you choose canvas, or do you do both? What is there a choice?
I normally choose canvas. I think part of it is because there's not a lot of priming to do, like you don't have to like prep the piece, you can, sometimes I do prep the piece, but, with some sort of gel or something like that. But normally you can just pull out a canvas and start throwing on the paint.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like that about painting canvas.
Yeah. And it's so much lighter, and it's just so easy to maneuver. Yeah, absolutely. What do you have specific products that you choose? I mean, whether it's furniture or canvas. I mean, do you prefer like acrylic, or do you even care? Does it just?
Well, I mean, I use the DIY chalk paint on our clay-based paint on my furniture, and I use it a lot of times on the base coats on my canvas, at least the base. And then I use acrylics as well. So I like when I do my portraits, I use like the golden heavy body acrylics. I like that a lot. Yeah.
So the golden, I usually use the more of the fluid. So I don't have the real thick body golden. How does that compare to like the clay based?
I'm sorry?
So like the clay based paint, is it more like a gel consistency, or what does that?
No, it's more, I mean, the clay based is, well, the DIY paint is very pigmented, of course, but acrylic to me really pops, you know what I mean? So it's not like a gel, I wouldn't say. It's just like, the golden to me is just a little heavier than a normal acrylic.
Is it?
It's not like really thick. If I want it thick, then I would probably add some sort of product to it, you know, thicken it up.
Yeah, like a texture medium.
Yeah, texture.
Yeah. So I've never used the real thick golden before. I mean, I don't know why. I have every other product under the sun, but there's not enough products, right?
No, I know. I mean, I really like it. Like the really thick stuff that I found was, and I can't even get to it. Hold on. I found this. It's impasto.
And it has the color, the pigment already in it.
Yeah. This is pumpkin. It's really pretty. But it's really thick. It's really thick.
Oh wow. Where did you find that?
I found this on Amazon. I just ordered it and tried it, and then I ordered. Some of them are too thick almost to even get out.
Oh really?
But some of them are too thick for me, but some of them aren't. So I don't know if it's just the, I don't know what it is about it, but some of them are too thick. But if you get it out, then you can move it around, and it loosens up a little, I think.
Well, I just was wondering, tell us a little bit about the upcoming year or two. Like, is there anything specific that you're wanting to do? Are you wanting to grow your art in a certain direction? Are you wanting to attend and sell at different festivals, or I don't know, I'm just wondering where you're planning on going.
Yeah. So number one, I want to retire from my federal government job. I want to do that. So I want to do that. And then what I would like to do with my art is I'd like to have my own studio. And I'd like to have I guess you'd call it like a co-op, artist co-op, where I have a studio and I have like a little, almost like an art gallery there at the bottom. And then upstairs, I have spaces for other artists.
Oh, wow.
Like rent little, their studio space.
Yes.
So that's what I would like to have. I don't know why. I just been thinking of that a lot.
So have you been looking at different buildings at your,
I have been looking. I mean, it's hard around here. It's so expensive in Northern Virginia. So it's really hard to find something that is in the right space, place for it.
Yeah.
You can find like warehouses, but they're in like, warehouse after warehouse after warehouse. So it doesn't have a lot of foot traffic there. But but I have been looking, but
I have found too, just in our Columbus area, which is, an hour west of here, I guess it would be. They have taken some old warehouses, fixed them up, and they've done, just that. And that actually brings people to that area. So I don't know if there's something like that, a possibility in your surrounding area.
I haven't found
anything
enough
businesses.
Like that,
yeah, if you get businesses in on it, I think that could be really successful. Yeah. Okay, no worries, Betsy. She's having a hard time finding that link. We'll get that up for you. So that's awesome. So, so when do you think you will retire? Is that?
Well, I could retire. I could have retired this year, but because I have 20 years and I'm the age I can retire. So, but because I still have my daughter is starting her master's. And my son is still maybe going to school, and he's back at home right now. So we just my husband and I is like, well, maybe a couple more years. He says until I'm 60. So he says until I'm 62, I can work until I'm 62. That's what he told me. You'll work until you're 62. So
I would get that in writing.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I'll think about it, but
yeah.
So really, what I'm trying to do is I build my art, up a little bit. I have a little more of negotiating, a little bit more, fuel for my negotiating with my husband on. Look, I can retire earlier because at least I'm bringing in a little bit of money this way.
Yeah,
that'd be nice, but.
Absolutely. So what kind of advice would you give somebody out there that was maybe like yourself and, she's looking at everybody else creating, like you were looking at your sister saying, well, my sister is the one that's the artist, but not knowing that you had what you have inside you in your talent. And so, imagine had you started earlier. So, what would you tell that person, if they feel like, oh, I'm this age and it's too late to start, what would you tell her?
Well, one thing I would say, and actually I was like reading some quotes and stuff the other day and just looking at things like that. And so what I would say is that there's never going to be the perfect time, for one thing. And no one else is going to be doing it for you. So you need to do, and the other thing is when you get at the end of your life, it doesn't matter how many years that you've had. And this is probably from some quote I read, but it doesn't matter how many years there are in your life. It's how much life was in your years. So you need to live your life to the fullest that makes you happy. It doesn't matter what your age is.
Yes.
Like, I'm 60. I'm trying to start something now. I've been doing it a little bit for a couple of years, but I'm really focusing on it now. And, I'm tired of, you don't want to wait around for someone else or wait around for the right time because you are the person, you yourself are the person that you're waiting on. And you just got to push yourself to do it.
That is so good. That is so good and so true. I feel like as artists or any creator, could be anyone, you could be somebody that wanted to be a chef, but I think we get in our own way. We stop ourselves.
We do.
It's not looking and seeing other people doing it. We're watching, but we're not including ourselves into that journey.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they're doing this, but I can do this too, right?
Right. And that's kind of like when I started painting on canvas. That's what I was thinking. It's like, okay, they're doing this. I love it. I can do that. So I just started doing. You never know until you do it. You got to do it. You have to start the climb, or you're going to never reach the top where you want to be. So
exactly. Gosh, that's so awesome. Okay. I just want to say Stacy had said, you are so inspiring. I'm 56 and just now finding my art. That was Stacy.
Oh, great.
Great quote. And Pam says, so exciting watching you grow your art and your business.
Thank you so much, Pam.
So, okay, so let's talk about the nitty gritty of your art. Really, what is your favorite subject? I know you love animals. You started off with roosters, but I mean, I see your art all the time, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
And you do a lot of different subject matter. And do you feel like you're still in the adventure stage, or do you have like a favorite? Like, are you into figuratives now? Portraits? What is your kind of your jam right now?
Well, I mean, I think I am sort of still searching for my niche. You know what I mean? I mean, I love portraits. They're scary to me. Like every time I start one, I get stressed. I mean, I think I want to paint this, and I think I'm not ever going to be able to paint that. And then then you look at your other work that you've done. You're like, why can't I? Surely I can paint it, So it does stress me, the portraits. Like I'm getting ready, I think, to start one now. And two, you get the background done. And then I love the background. It's like, do I just want to leave the background and not put anything on? But I think I'm still sort of experimenting and seeing where I really want to land. I mean, I want to continue to do portraits. I do want to continue.
It sounds to me like you really enjoy the actual challenge of it too.
I do enjoy that. Yeah. I do enjoy, at the end when you look at it, it's like, wow, I can't believe I painted that.
Yeah.
That's the way So.
Now, are these mostly people that you know, or?
No, I've never painted anyone that I know.
Okay.
In fact, the thing that I'm working on now, I think I'm going to paint my daughter, but it's not really really a facial like these faces.
Detailed.
It's more of her, figure and her face, but not really close up,
Yeah.
So,
wow.
I'm going to try that, and we'll see.
Yeah.
See how that turns out. But yeah, I've never done anyone that I know.
Have you ever tried a self-portrait?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I have not either. I know we had talked about that in the Creators Club about having that on our agenda.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the ladies, had not tried that.
I've thought of it before, but I'm like, I don't know.
I like that subject matter. No. I'm like, I don't know if I want to paint myself.
Yeah.
But I think I just think that it would be interesting just to kind of, not for myself, but I would like to see how everybody else does.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it would be interesting to see how we see ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like do you put a twist on it where it's like more of a comic feature, or is it more of a serious thing? So I think that would tell a lot about kind of how we see ourselves.
Yeah. And that is the cool thing about art too, is you can make it whatever you want. You can put a spin on it, or make it quirky, or do something fun.
Yeah.
Betsy has a question, and she wants to know if you could meet a famous artist, dead or alive, who would it be, and what would you like to say to them? Good question, Bets.
That's a very good question. I've never even thought of that before.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, I can't even think of.
You really stumped her, Betsy.
I'm stumped. Can I get back with you on that?
You can, yes.
Sorry.
So I noticed too, you were recently featured in a beautiful magazine.
I was.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, so that was great.
Ever think that something like that would happen?
I'm sorry? What did you say?
Did you ever think something like that would happen?
No, I never ever thought that something like that would happen. I was featured in the Turquoise Iris Journal, I think issue 5, and Dion had kind of, she talked to me and said, are you going to, or she encourages people to submit, she didn't specifically, tell me to submit, and so, I was a little nervous about it because number one, I didn't know, do I have to like submit what I paint, do I just send them something that, I painted and then paint something after, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, so I love the colors that she put out for that issue. And, I think what was the word for that issue? Do you remember?
I do not remember.
Like,
I know. Let's see.
Restore, I think. Restore.
Oh, you were in the same one as me then.
Yeah, it was.
In the same,
the same one
same issue. Yeah, Restore. Yeah,
Restore. I
totally forgot you were in that same. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that. I like that word. And coming out of the pandemic, the year that we were in it, and then coming out of it, I just thought it was a perfect thing. So, I prepared. Or I painted this girl, and she's at the shop, or I'd pull her out and show you. She's at the shop, but and her name was Behati. It was a girl holding a pot on her head, and she had words coming out, inspiring words, and or things to restore, like faith and belief, that kind of thing. And so I painted that, and also learned how to do a video with a voiceover because I'd never done that before. And you're frozen, by the way. Am I frozen?
I am.
Oh no. Well, now you're moving.
No.
But
I'm not real sure what is happening with our feed today, so I apologize. I hope that it's going to be. Hope that it'll be okay, at least on Facebook.
Yeah. So I painted this portrait, and I named her Bahati, which is she who brings happiness. So I thought that was appropriate for the journal. And and then I did a video, which I'd never done a video with a voiceover. I didn't know even how to do it. So I did a video for the YouTube of my process of painting her. And so that was very good that I learned that. It was good for me, and it was a challenge to do that. And
so do you have a YouTube channel too then?
I do have a YouTube channel.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It doesn't have very much on there.
Well,
I'm still working on that. But
we all start somewhere. So everything's under the same name, correct?
Yes, it is.
Daffodils
and Details.
and Details.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I submitted, and I was chosen, and so I was very excited about that.
So cool.
Yeah.
The colors for that month were so pretty. It was like this eggplant shade and a cobalt blue and like orangey tones, and it was beautiful. Yeah,
I love those colors. Those are kind of my colors. So
same. Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to share with us? Tell us something that maybe those of us that know you, tell us something maybe that we don't know about you. Is there something?
Well, when I first went to college, I was a music major.
Wow.
So I used to like to sing. I sang a lot in church, and I thought I wanted to pursue some sort of music. Well, I wanted to go to law school, but I started off as a music major.
Yeah, that really went two different ways, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, but they said, "Oh, yeah, you can still do that." But then I was in school for music, and I really didn't like all the technical stuff about learning it. I wanted to just sing, and so I decided to stop that. And and then I went to like political science or something. But so I mean, I've been into music for when I was younger, I played the piano and took guitar and played the drums in the band and then sang in church and at school. But so I guess that's maybe something that no one knows about me. But
so, gosh, I would love to hear you sing someday. I'm not going to put you on the spot here. But when I see you in person again, because I did see you at a retreat, I believe that was the South Charleston.
I saw.
Was that
yes,
at Sora?
Yes, I saw you there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great. Retreat. Yeah.
Wow, that was a great retreat. So next time I see you in person,
I better.
I'm just kidding.
Out one out.
I don't want to give you an excuse not to see me in person, so I'm just teasing you. But you must have an amazing voice. Do you still sing?
I don't really sing hardly at all. I mean,
and you don't miss it?
I do kind of miss it. Yeah. I mean, I sing like in the shower, or, someplace where people don't really hear me, or in the car. It's funny when I was driving I went to a conference, or not a conference, but a workshop in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Not long ago, and I went by myself in the car, and I was like singing the whole way there. It was so much fun, and dancing in the car. But mainly probably trying to keep myself awake, but it was a lot of fun.
You might be onto something. You might want to do some kind of a singing while you're painting kind of videos or something. That could be really fun.
I'm trying to draw people in, not push them.
No. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time and just sharing yourself with us, letting us in your world, and we really appreciate that, Nikki. And I hope that I get to see you again soon. And for all of you out there, I'm going to drop her link once again. daffodilsanddetails.com is where she can be found. She is on Instagram. She is on Facebook. She just said she is on YouTube. So hopefully we'll be seeing more videos from her. And then she also sells at a little store. Please tell us the name of that again.
Vita Nova Creatives and Coffee in Nokesville, Virginia.
And I'm going to be dropping that link to all of you as well, so you can click right over there and find everything. But as far as Nikki's items, you can go right to her website and you'll find everything there. So, all right. Well, thank you once again. I'm going to let you have your life back. And I just really appreciate you, Nikki.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, it's my pleasure. All right. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys all next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.